Well, it's still no shave November. Yeah, and
Can you tell? Oh, just kidding.
They might be seeing this in December, but believe me, this is no shave November. Although I might not shave it, you know, get my Santa Claus action going for the holidays. Yeah, that way I can get my red suit on.
He's gonna be Santa Claus.
I'm already working on this part, as you may have noticed in the videos, but it's all part of the Santa costume.
I agree.
All right, let's get to why we're here.
Okay.
Today we're at the Tampa RV Show at the Fall Show. And it's a smaller show. There's probably 3 or 4 dealers here, but they've got a lot of new vehicles and RVs that we haven't seen before. And right behind us is one of those examples. And you can see it's a very popular unit. As many of you know who've been watching our channel, we used to have an American Coach Patriot.
Yep.
And that is a very, the manufacturer is Midwest Automotive, and they make American Coach and they also make Fleetwood. Well, behind us is a Fleetwood Class B that we have not seen before. It's on the Mercedes 3500 chassis, and it is gorgeous inside. It's like a larger version of our Patriot. So let's go take a look at that one.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan, and we are the Half-Ass Travelers. We've been trying to show you a lot of 2025 models since they came out. However, we have the opportunity to tour this Fleetwood. It is a 2024. This is the Xcursion SL2e. And as we said before, it's very similar to our American Coach Patriot. So we're going to be making a lot of comparisons as we go through the unit. But we haven't seen this before, so it's we figured it was important to show you. So let's go on in and take a look. You can see immediately that this Mercedes has the automatic door. Now I guess we're ambivalent about the automatic door. We really don't need it. It's something else to break, but it's nice to have. But we would miss it if the door wasn't automatic. This unit also, like our Patriot, has a screen door. We had an issue with our screen door. It was constantly rattling, but this one, for some reason, seems a lot sturdier than ours did. I don't know if they've changed the mechanisms or what, but this is a very sturdy, and you see it locks in here with a snap, very sturdy door. It looks a lot sturdier than the one we had. It's got these nice molded steps. This is identical to what we had in our Patriot. Also, you can see the flooring, that faux wood finish.
I love that color.
It's gorgeous, and it's a beautiful color. All right, let's go up into the driving compartment. Now this is the part where Fleetwood, American Coach, Midwest Automotive shines, because they do a very good job of customizing the Mercedes cockpit with this nice, very, it's really, what's the word, hon? It's like high class. It just looks beautiful. It's got the big screen. It's also got the control screen for the back, and this is customizable. You can put whatever controls you want on this screen for the Firefly system, which controls all of the units in the RV. Let's talk about these seats, because they are a very soft leather. There's a little bit of a texture to them, but not too much. Yeah, Rose is showing you right there. And it doesn't have the stitching that we had in our American Coach, but we're okay with that. This is just a very nicely appointed cockpit. It's got the standard visors with a little bit of storage up over top. Yeah, and the driving position is comfortable. Now let's give it the test, Rose. Let's take a look and see if this seat can go all the way back without hitting anything. Because this is much more legroom than I need at 6 feet tall. I wouldn't need any more than this. Am I hitting in the back?
Yep.
Okay, but I couldn't drive like this. I'm so far back. So I definitely would have to put the seat up. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but if you're taller, you're definitely going to want to check out the seating position to make sure it adjusts to your needs. Up over the driver's compartment is this cabinet, and it is a huge amount of storage in here. Rose, go in there and show them all that storage. We love how it's carpeted all around, top, bottom, sides. That keeps things from rattling and making a lot of noise when you're driving. It also helps to hold things in with the friction. Now it has this lock here, this locking mechanism. We wish it had something a little bit more substantial. We really love the locks in the Winnebago Revel, those turns, but they're not obviously not going to work in here because this is a higher end unit, and those plastic locks, they look more rugged.
So why don't we like that kind of lock? What
well,
to us?
yeah, if you've watched our videos of our trip out west in 2023, we had an incident with the laptop where the laptop bag was stored up in this cabinet and it came sliding out and we needed a new screen. And that was on day one, of a 6 to 7 week road trip. So yeah, that wasn't fun. You can see that they've got an Alpine stereo system. I think that's an upgrade from our JBL. I'm partial to Alpine myself, but you may be sitting there saying, oh, I like JBL better. Okay, whatever, it's all good. There is a difference here between our Patriot and this unit. You can see there's a pantry here, or yeah, it looks like a pantry right behind the driver's seat. Now also remember, our Patriot was 22 feet. This is a 24 feet unit. A lot of times in these Mercedes Class Bs, you'll see in the 24-foot units 2 extra seats back here. And that helps if you're going to be using the van when you're at home, if you want to use it as a daily, maybe not a daily driver, but if you wanted to use it at home and you needed to bring extra passengers. But Rose and I never needed that, so we really like the fact that this extra 2 feet is giving us more living space, because it looks night and day huge compared to our Patriot. On that note, let's start with kitchen appliances. Same microwave we had, convection oven, and I think this is the same fridge that we had in our Patriot. Yep, same fridge.
Freezer down there?
And separate freezer.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Identical.
Yep.
All right, and then there's just a vent up underneath. There is no other drawer under there. Let's take a look at the kitchen island. All right, that very deep sink. That's a pretty, I can't believe how deep that is. It's kind of narrow, but it's, oh, that's much nicer than ours.
And the faucet.
Oh, Rose loves this high faucet. It may be, you know, it's high up, but it also gets out of the way, and you can get plates underneath it, which is nice. We got the big sponge drawer. And then these cabinets that utilize these friction locks, they're not soft close.
Hey, are they tongue and groove? Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Tongue and groove cabinetry. That is quality cabinets.
Very nice.
All right, you got a small drawer here, and then this other drawer down here that we use for garbage. Well, it actually has a garbage can cut out. Okay. So we were using our drawer for the right thing. All right, we've switched sides to give you a better view. Underneath the right side of the kitchen pedestal, we'll call it, there is some more cabinet space. Also, there is a dual burner induction cooktop with 2 separate size
Burners.
Burners. Yeah, they don't burn, but 2 separate size burners, for lack of a better word. All right, and as you can see right over my head, we've got the AC unit. Now, this could be an issue because I'm 6 feet and I am right at forehead height.
How many knots are you?
So I would need to be definitely careful with that. Yeah, gonna need to put my helmet on. You know I have one. All right, let's take a look at the bathroom. We like these
Frosted.
Yeah, it's not glass, it's plastic, but it's like a frosted glass sort of thing. Yeah, it's just really a nice system. Okay. Look at those.
Oh, it looks the same as ours. Used to be.
Yeah, look at these hinges. They're pretty substantial. Except this one came off. I don't know if that's an indication of future problems. It might have just come loose from here. Now this is the same size of what we had in our Patriot. You can see the shower wand is here, and it goes down here for storage, and then you can put it up here when you need to take a shower. That was nice to have. And there's a little sink, very little sink, and then your position for being in the toilet was sufficient. When the doors close, it's a little bit claustrophobic. Now, I did take a shower in this size bathroom once, and I had to do it sitting.
You already said once.
Yeah, and I never did it again. It was just a lot easier to use the showers at the RV parks where we were. And we were always nervous getting up. There's nowhere to grip to get up and off this toilet if you need, like, help. So we always found ourselves grabbing the sink, but I was always getting nervous because I didn't want to pull the sink off the wall. So that's a concern or actually it's just something to keep in mind. All right, before we head to the back, let's point out the controls for the Firefly system. This is, there's a battery switch here and the refrigerator switch. You can leave this fridge switch on all the time if you've got food in the fridge, and it doesn't draw a lot of power. You've also got the Victron to tell you what the status of your battery is, and that's in a nice place. Let's look at this cabinet overhead. It does lock up because it's got this little, what do you call this, little piston thing, and it's got some pretty good hinges. We just wish it had a better lock, but I don't think we had ever had a problem with these cabinets coming open on us. And you can see this cabinet goes all the way through, 2 doors, and it goes all the way through, and also it is padded on the top, bottom, and sides. And that's a good thing to have as well. You've got your max air fan control, and the fan is up there near the front, and you've got the bathroom light here, and a little wardrobe hanging over this portion of the rear lounge. So let's talk about the rear lounge, shall we, hon? Shall we, Rose? All right, we love a good rear lounge unit. We use this lounge a lot in our American Coach. It was very easy for Rose and I to sit next to each other. I had a laptop when I was working. Well, I broke the screen, so I was using the monitor of the TV here as my laptop screen, but when I was using my laptop, this table worked perfectly. This is a Lagoon table. It's adjustable in a million different ways, and the seating is ample. Now, when this lounge is made into a bed, it is almost king size. You can see how long it is. The controls for the bed are right here.
Watch your shin.
Right. I like how it doesn't let me go all the way because it wants me to keep checking. All right, let's show you the length of this, because as you can see, I have plenty of room at the top, plenty of room at the bottom. Even when my feet were over here, this was always my side. I had no problem with my feet hitting the bottom, the underside of that wardrobe. There it goes. One good thing too is when the bed is reclined, there's this bug screen in the back. So if you're lying in bed, you turn yourself around and you want to back up to this scenic spot like we had in the Badlands. You remember that? We were parked on the cliff. We were able to look out the back while we were laying in bed with the screen, just enjoying that beautiful view out the back of the van. There's nothing like it. It was just gorgeous. Some more about this rear lounge. All right. This is the piece that goes over here to make to cover this gap in the bed. And then up under here, it's the back of the electrical panel. You've got your electrical systems, and your relay box is in there as well. Let's take a look on the other side. Let's move this Lagoon table. Now, our American Coach had the mount for the Lagoon table on this side, and they moved it over here. Very smart. We wished ours was on the other side. In fact, we thought about moving it, but we didn't get a chance to before we traded that unit in. All right, lots of storage here by the wheel well on the driver's side. And a couple cup holders back here. Another kind of remote control for the Firefly system. Also USB-A ports on the side here. And Rose, flip it around so you can show them the entertainment center. Here's the controller for the Alpine stereo. You've got a HDMI and a USB-A. USB-A here, and an LG TV. Let's take a look at these shades, because we really liked these shades. I know that they look cheap. We had no problem with our shades when we were traveling. However, I will mention this. These look like fresco windows. These may not. We had windows. They were by a company called, I can't remember the name of the company, but they were fresco windows. That may have been the name of the company. And we had an issue with those windows leaking. So we were always cautious about these insert windows and the inset windows. You want to make sure that you've got a good seal. You want to make sure you take care of that seal, because you don't want leaking in the side windows. We had a piece of wood here that actually got some water damage from that window leaking, and that was on the Mercedes chassis. Up over top of the lounge, you've got a kind of decent sized cabinet here, all padded, and then a huge cabinet in the back. And you can see that is the zipper for the screen in the back, so that this cabinet is actually accessible from the back if you've got longer items you want to store from the back of the coach, and we're going to go around and show you that. In fact, let's do it right now. On the passenger side, you've got a dual 12 volt outlet here on the side. That's really all that's over here, but it's in the right place when you set up your chairs underneath the awning. Forgot to mention the awning, but there's almost always an awning on these units. It's in the right place. You got those plugs there. A little bit of storage in these back doors, which is nice to have if you want to store gloves in there, things that you're going to need when you're setting up and breaking down. This bug screen is an interesting design because it does have zippers up here to separate them, but it's magnetic, so they stick together pretty nicely. It's just a magnet. There's nothing there to break. You can go in and out easily as you need to. And I can also show you the storage. If you're looking for storage in this Class B, that's about it. All right, that's not too much. We made it work for us because we had the exact same amount of storage in our Patriot. Actually, we may have had a little smaller storage compartment, and we were able to make it work. This area back here is ideal for storing chairs and maybe a small grill, and that's what we use it for, plus the power cord. And we didn't need to store our sewer hose, and I'm going to show you why. You've also got the trailer hitch here, and let's go around and show you what's here on the driver's side. It doesn't look like there's much here, but that's deceiving. Here's your 30 amp umbilical cord for your shore power, and here's where all the magic happens. It looks like the same, identical to what we had in our Patriot. Now, what this is, you've got a black water flush, fills for your gray and black city fill and your gray tank. You've got an outdoor shower here, and you saw the quick connect in the back. You've also got valves which are electric. There are no gate valves for your tanks. These are all electric valves, and there's also a macerator pump in there. And this does not use your standard large hose. This is using a smaller hose about the size of a garden hose, and it's on a retractable reel. I really like this system because when we had the unit at home, we were able to make an adapter where we could empty into our sewer flush out in the front yard, and we were able to dump our black tanks right into our sewer at home with just a garden hose that we didn't use for anything else, by the way. But that's what we did. We never had a problem with the hose not being long enough. It extends a pretty good distance. Remember, you're driving a Class B, so you're able to maneuver around the campsite a little bit easier to access some of these dump outs that might be in a kind of weird location. So that's great about the Class Bs. There's also a coax cable here and a fresh and city select switch. Everything you need is right here. Everything you need just gets folded up out of the way, so you don't have to look at it and you don't have to handle any hoses. So this is really nice to have. I really miss that part about the American Coach. Our overall impression of the Flweetwood Xcursion is it is a beautiful, kind of higher end Class B on the Mercedes chassis. It's a 3500 chassis with dually rear wheels. It's all-wheel drive. It's checking all those boxes for people who want to experience the RV life and also may want to take the rig out to places that may not be easily accessible in a larger rig. Now, it's not going to be, rock crawling or climbing hills like that, but we were able to take our coach out in Utah especially and into some places where some of the bigger RVs would not be able to access, and that was really nice because it got us a little bit separated from the crowd and some really beautiful spots that we may not otherwise have seen. If you enjoyed this video, we hope you'll consider subscribing, and please give us a thumbs up because that helps us with the YouTube algorithm. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. All right, we'll see you in the next video.